All right. Hi, Jason. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Doing okay. I'm happy to meet you today. Who brought you here today?
My parents.
Okay. Yeah. I heard that you've been going through some stuff in school, and it seems like they're kind of worried about you, and they wanted to bring you in to kind of talk through that and maybe take a couple tests to see, what would be the best thing to do, and then maybe come up with a safety plan. Does that sound like something that would be beneficial to you today?
Yeah, I guess so. We can try
Okay.
it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to ask you some questions and you can answer them, but you don't have to. Um, and just so you know, everything that you say here today is going to be safe with us. I'm not going to tell anyone else, but I am a mandated reporter. So if you say something, um, about, harming yourself or possibly harming other people, I am going to have to report that. Is that something that you're okay with today?
Yeah, that's fine.
So, your parents brought you today. Do you know why? Do you know why that you were brought in today?
Yeah, some stuff going on at school. And I saw the social worker um at school and people was just, being crazy. And I probably said some things I shouldn't have said, but I think they're just taking it, they're just taking it out of out of hand. And yeah, and they just be saying stuff and teasing me and everything. And I have my own style and everything. And I think
Okay.
they're just doing too much.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear that that's happening to you. It's hard to kind of be yourself when we have to be around a lot of people who maybe are trying to fit in. So, um, you said you've been in some incidents. Has there, and then, you met with the school social worker. Has there ever been incidents where you felt unsafe?
Um, well, it's they just start, like teasing me and making fun of me, like how I dress. I have my own style and everything, and I don't like that, and I like to defend myself. So they get all scared and stuff, you know. Yeah, so I don't know why they do that, you know. Um, but other than that, I don't really think, that I don't think that I'm a threat, but everybody else thinks that I am, you know.
Okay.
Um,
Have you, had thoughts about, hurting yourself or hurting other people? You said you protect yourself. Are you ever unsafe to the point where you feel like you have to defend yourself?
um, I don't really, wish to, harm myself. There are things that sometimes I feel like that people maybe will feel better or life will be better if I'm not maybe around, but I don't
Okay.
necessarily want to hurt myself or anything.
Okay. And, when you have those thoughts, do you ever talk to anyone about them?
No, I just, I talk to myself. I just kind of like stay to myself or in my room or something like that. My parents, you know, they try to come get me out of the room, whatever, but I'm just pretty much to myself. So, they may be worried or whatever, but no, I'm good. Uh,
Well, I'm glad you're here today because, it's hard to go through those things alone. And, maybe if you can't talk to your parents, at least you can talk to me or talk to someone else here who could be able to help you.
mm-hmm, hmm.
So
Yeah,
based on what, keep going.
no, thank you.
You're welcome. So based on some of your answers, there's a couple assessments I want to go through with you just to make sure that you're okay and that you're safe, and it'll help, identify goals that maybe we want to put in place for a safety plan. If you're feeling like you have the need to protect yourself, there's skills that we can go through that can help you feel better in situations like that, or maybe learn how to defend yourself in ways that, you don't have to be violent with other people. Is that something that you would be open to do today?
Sure, that's fine. Hmm.
So for this first assessment, I'm just going to ask you a couple questions and think of like the last couple of weeks, how you've been feeling. And if you relate to any of these things, just give me a 0 through 3, like 0, 1, 2, 3, and 0 being no days, 3 being most of the days. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So have you had little interest or pleasure in doing things that you normally like to do?
Mm. Then you said 0 is like no interest, and 3 is have some interest.
So 0 is, so the question being little interest or pleasure in doing things.
Hmm.
You would say 0 if you didn't feel that way at all. You would say 3 if you felt that way every day.
Okay.
And then
Um,
1 or 2 if you're more kind of more in the middle.
about 1.
Okay. What about feeling down, depressed, or hopeless?
Mm, maybe 2.
Okay. What about your sleep? Do you have trouble falling or staying asleep, or do you tend to sleep a little too much?
Some days too much, some days not a lot. So
Okay.
maybe like some days it's a 2 and some days it's a 3, I guess.
Okay. What about feeling tired, or do you not have energy when you have those sleepless nights?
Yeah, when I don't have sleep, it's no energy, very tired. Then I get some sleep. I have some energy.
What about poor appetite or overeating? Do you find yourself doing that some of the days, or
Mm, my appetite is it fluctuates, but for the most part, I pretty much eat. Mhm. They probably don't think I eat because I don't come out my room a lot, but I have some snacks and things like that.
do you ever feel bad about yourself or that you are a failure or you let yourself or your family down?
Yeah, and then of course with this incident being picked on at school, sometimes you don't feel like you're enough. So yeah, probably a 2, sometimes a 3.
I'm sorry you feel that way. I know it's hard to kind of feel alone in those situations. So I'm glad that you're reaching out and getting some help today.
Mhm.
What about trouble concentrating? Are you able to read or watch TV without being distracted or taking breaks?
Uh, for the most of the time, yes. Hmm.
Okay, so maybe a 0 or a 1.
Maybe a 1. Hmm.
Have you ever had thoughts that you would be, better off not around? Or have you ever thought of hurting yourself in any way?
Not really hurt myself. The thoughts being not around, so I give that maybe a 1.
Okay. So yeah, it definitely sounds like the things you're going through do affect you, emotionally. And I'm sorry that you feel like you have to kind of isolate yourself away from your parents. Do you have anyone else in your life that you talk to about any of these things?
Yeah, I have a couple of friends. You know, we hang out and do some things. So we kind of talk sometimes, but I don't really get super into it. Yeah.
So yeah, I
But
mean, it sounds like from your answers, you're in a tough spot, but you don't have any active thoughts of
mhm,
suicide. Do you have you ever thought of any plans in place to ever harm yourself or to, end your own life or to hurt anyone else?
no. Sometimes, if somebody's like trying to hurt me or if I felt threatened, then maybe, I've had, a thought about that, but not just, you know, thinking about, who I want to harm or something. No.
Okay. So it sounds like it's more of a reactive
Mhm.
thought to, the
Mhm.
situations that are happening to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's definitely something that we can work on together in upcoming weeks. And I just want to thank you for answering my questions today.
Mhm.
It does sound like you do need someone to talk to and maybe some resources to get you connected to a community that would um, help you have more conversations with people who have similar interests and
Mhm.
maybe focusing on a safety plan that's in
Mhm.
place when you are faced with those situations of having to possibly defend yourself. Does that sound
Mhm.
like a good plan for the future?
Yes, it does. It
Okay,
does.
sounds good. Well, I look forward to seeing you and working with you in the future. And you can reach out to me anytime if you need me, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.